we will be going live in just a few minutes. I thought we'd get it set up on Facebook just a little bit early. Hope everything's going. It seems to be going a little slow today. There we go. So we have Gloria Abendola as a guest today. So I'm really, really excited. And I think you'll just love her. I think you'll find that she's quite fascinating. We'll have her on the show in just a little bit once we get tuned in with Revolution Radio. So I don't know what happened with our whole setup, but let's do this again. The Cosmic Oracle Show interviews. Cosmic Oracle. Oops, here we go. Oracle Show interviews. Oops, interviews. Gloria Abendola. There she is. Gloria Abendola. Today. Right. Yay! So I'm really excited. And so we're going to be talking about all of her work and all of her journeys. We'll be talking about her quest for the Holy Grail. Oh, I think we should put that in there. Quest for the Holy Grail. Holy Grail. We'll talk about that a little bit. And we'll be also talking about Renne le Chateau. Renne le Chateau. AU. So just some things we're going to be talking about. So I hope you can join us. I don't know where everybody is. So usually we have a few people on by now. Oh, wait, what does it say? Use camera, yep. If you're experiencing an issue, blah, blah, blah. Here, no, I think we're good. Stream, I think we're streaming. Okay, so FaceTime, I think we're good. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it'll be just a few minutes, and we'll have Gloria Abendola as our guest. We'll be calling her and bringing her onto the show. It's Friday, and it's so hot in LA. Oh my God, I got the air conditioner on. I have a little room air conditioner, and my little dog, Mary Margaret, is just laying right in front of it, okay? Because she has a little fur coat on. So so she's just hanging out with us this evening as well. So let me take that out. There we go. Oh, hey, Eric. Welcome to the show. You're going to love this lady. She's awesome. Of course, I always have awesome guests, though, right? So, okay, so we're going to go over to Revolution Radio, and we're going to pick it up and be live on the air on Revolution Radio.
Or chatters are the opinions of the original sources expressed. They do not necessarily represent the opinions of Revolution Radio and freedomslips.com, its staff, or affiliates. You're listening to Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com, 100% listener-supported radio, and now we return you to your host.
Barbara Jean Lindsay is an internationally acclaimed psychic, spiritual healer, author, and founder of the online mystery school, Esoteric University. As the Cosmic Oracle, she is a conduit to the powers that be to answer your questions about your future self, past lives, current career, love. She shines light into the darkness to illuminate what was, what may be, and beyond. The readings and advice given by Barbara Jean Lindsay are for entertainment purposes only, should not take the place of any medical, legal, or financial advice given to you by a qualified professional, and are not a substitute for medical, legal, or financial advice. If you need a doctor, call a doctor. If you need to be expanded, call the Cosmic Oracle.
Hello and welcome. Welcome everyone to Revolution Radio. This is your host, Barbara Jean Lindsay, and you're listening to the, what's this called? Oh gosh, the Cosmic Oracle Show. That's right. I was way out in the cosmos. I came in for a little flyby. I looked I liked what I was seeing. So I thought, hey, I like these people. I'm going to come in and have a little chat with them, have a little talk with them, and maybe some of my friends will come and visit on the mothership as well. And wouldn't you know it, we have Gloria Abendola. I'll tell you all about her in just a few minutes. But in the meantime, if you could go to freedomslips.com, that's freedomslips.com, and give whatever you can, $5, $10, because we are an all-volunteer station. That means no one gets paid for doing their shows or coming in and being a programmer or an electrician or whatever, all the things that you do to keep this beautiful station on the air. So give what you can. Go to freedomslips.com, hit that donate button, give $5, $10. We really appreciate it in advance, and thanks for keeping us on the air. And so we have Gloria Abendola on our show today. I tried to get a hold of her back in 2016. I lived for a year in Lyon, France, with my son and daughter-in-law and grandson, and I always wanted to make it to Renne le Chateau. I'm probably killing that, but I never made it for some reason, and so Gloria has some fascinating stories and adventures. She takes people on tour there, and she knows it like inside and out. So we're really fortunate to have her on the show today. I'll tell you a little bit about her. She's an author with several books, and not several, but many books actually. She's an intuitive with a passion for esoteric knowledge, the hidden history of the divine feminine, and the great mother goddess, and the dream time. She has facilitated over 300 Magdalene circles in the United States, France, England, Scotland, and Wales. Gloria teaches the Holy Grail mysteries and their connection to the secret destiny of America. Hey, have I gotten your attention yet? Yeah, we're going to be talking about these things this evening. She is a trained group facilitator with a specialty in dreams and soul recovery, and she is a Reiki master and a powerful shamanic drummer. She was trained on the Chiron light instrument and uses other cutting-edge disciplines in her work. She's written scripts for theater and that have been produced nationally. Gloria has also written 2 novels, also publishes her popular channel trilogy, Mary Magdalene, Revelations from a First Century Avatar. So Gloria's travels bring her to sacred sites worldwide to experience powerful landscape temples firsthand. She's a Templar in the OSMTH order, and she will be talking about that. Her commandery is in Renne le Chateau, France, and dedicated to Marie Madeleine. She follows the footsteps of the Judean Refugees, the Druids, Essenes and Knights Templar. Gathering impressions from the traces they left behind, Gloria has learned where they walked, so to walk the ancient ones. So we're going to ask her about the ancient ones. Initiates of the mysteries have gathered in sacred sites for reasons we're just beginning to understand, she writes. They left us an extraordinary legacy, one that could be decoded when the time was right. Well, that time is finally here, and fascinating revelations are at hand. So we'll be calling Gloria and getting her right here on the line. And I'm excited, huh? Aren't you? Hey, Marie Wright, welcome to the show. So we're going to call her right now and get her on the line.
Hello.
Hello, Gloria. Welcome to the show. This is Barbara Jean Lindsay.
Hey, Barbara. How are you?
Good, good. I'm so glad we're doing this. It's only taken me 4 years to get you, you know.
So here we go.
Well, thanks to Lynn Moss. I do have to give a shout out to Lynn Moss for connecting us. I had Lynn on my show, I think last month, and she's an amazing being, and we just hit it off. And for some reason, we started talking about France, and your name came up, and so voila, you're here.
Yes, a nice shout out to Lynn.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So we have so much information to share today. You do. And we had talked earlier about some things we wanted to cover, and we thought that maybe starting with Renne le Chateau might be the best way to start.
Yeah, of course. When we spoke on the phone, you said that you have a real interest in Renne le Chateau, which is in southwest France, near the foot of the Pyrenees, near the Basque region, not too far, give or take, in the famed and mysterious Languedoc region. The subject is so vast. Are there questions that you have, or particular research threads that you may have questions?
I just remember that it's a magical place and that there's hidden mysteries there, and that once you walk the land, you get a feel for the land and it speaks to you. And I have a feeling that by your writing and your website, that you know what it has spoken to you, and if you could reveal some of those mysteries that were unveiled to you.
Sure, of course. In 2004, I hadn't yet been to France, and I remember being at a workshop in Connecticut where Margaret Starbird, one of the original women and authors in the Magdalene movement in the States, at least that's the way I see it, was giving a weekend presentation. And I really wanted to meet her because I was presenting with her in Seattle later that year in 2004. I think it was July. I think it might have been Magdalene's feast day. So I wanted to get to know her work a little bit more, and just further that connection, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I'll never forget it because there were a lot of books for sale at that particular workshop. And Margaret and I started chatting about we'll work together in July, and I was really appreciating her work on the Magdalene. Had recommended Woman with the Alabaster Jar for a very long time. And somehow we started talking about France, and Henry Lincoln's name came up, the famed author of Holy Blood, Holy Grail. And it was the weirdest thing. I'll never forget. It was 444, April 4th, 2004. So I noticed that number sequence because that's just an important one for me, 444. And as Margaret and I were talking, she said, she goes, this is the book you really need to read. And I don't know if she really meant it or Spirit was speaking through her, but it was The Holy Place by Henry Lincoln. Mm. So it wasn't this Holy Blood, Holy Grail. It was The Holy Place. Mm. I took it home. I took note of the 444. And before I went out to Seattle in July to present and to have a stage reading of Magdalene's Mind, which, by the way, will be being released for the first time this month. It's never been... Yeah, it's an original play, and it began my journey, and I never released it.
Oh, exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you. I just feel it's time that people have the imagination, and so much has happened in almost 20 years that it really, I think people will enjoy the read. It was workshopped and so on and so forth. So, I read The Holy Place, and it just blew my mind because it talked about mathematical sequences and measurements in the landscape of southwest France, which, mind you, I hadn't traveled to yet in the physical. And I was really intrigued by the possibility that this landscape held this inherent math, and I just had to get there. And I had read about Father Saunier and the mysteries of Church of Mary Magdalene and the Templars being there and the Druids and so on and so forth. For some reason, the land really grabbed me. The idea of magic in the land itself. So, you want me to continue?
Yes, please do. Please do.
Okay. So, I finally went to France for the very first time in June of 2006. And the minute my feet touched the land in all of France, I was so hooked. I then went back 18 times.
Wow. That's a home away from home then.
Yes, definitely, especially the Languedoc region. It's my second home. In The Provence region is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Paris is beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's so much mystery connected to the Magdalene. But my home feels like the Languedoc in southwest France, where Renne le Chateau is. And lo and behold, a dear friend of mine who knew both Margaret Starbird and Henry Lincoln, Annie Williams, who lives in France in Rennes part-time in Sedona, she was hanging out with Henry one time at the garden, Le Judean Refugees, the Garden of Mary, in the hilltop in Renne le Chateau. And once Henry and I connected and said hello and so on and so forth, everybody used to see him come from all over the world to sit with the great Henry Lincoln in the garden. And I remember sitting there with him and saying, you know, Henry, I've never read Holy Blood, Holy Grail, but I did read The Holy Place. Margaret Starbird urged me to read it, and I'm really fascinated by it. And I think Henry was so relieved that somebody was talking about one of his books other than Holy Blood, Holy Grail, that he just instantly smiled. And from there began a relationship, a friendship. And he used to take, you know, we used to go driving around in the local landscape, and he would show me the real landmarks there on the ground based on his book. And it just felt familiar to me. It felt right to me. And although I love many of the layers of mystery in that area, it's the land itself that speaks to me. It's the telluric current that is in the land, especially in Renne le Chateau. It's unbelievably powerful, like nowhere I've ever experienced. And the waters there are very special. They're mineral rich. There's potable water. I mean, it's got to be filled with ormus. It's just an extraordinary landscape. Very powerful.
And so so by being there, then you felt like you were expanded and kind of open up to receiving information yourself, maybe some channeled information or.
Yeah, I had already been channeling. I had already been opened in certain ways, my pineal gland, my intuitive abilities, but it was in the land there that I was able to connect the landscape to past life memories that had arisen in me in sessions with my dear friend Maddie Hayes, past life regressionist, and was able to follow them in the land there.
Nice.
So Blanchford in Renne there was a major life memory there, and I was able to actually walk the land for hours on end on my second trip there and reconstruct that memory physically on the ground. And as I did that, I found that there was great grief and sadness from the memory. But once I was able to walk the land and spend hours with it, it rose up in me and it actually healed in me, if that makes sense.
No, it does. It definitely does. So I'm an advocate for people traveling to sacred spots. I did it for years myself. And when you get there and your feet touch that ground and you do talk to the land and you go back in time, and then it releases something, right, in your, because we have a physical body, and so it not only works the mind and spirit, but it works the body itself.
Yes. Yes, and what I found in the Renne le Chateau region, the more I walked the land, the more I connected with past life memory, the more I experienced, drank the water, put my feet in the soil, and felt the telluric current, did drumming and simple ritual there, thanking the elements, the Great Mother, Gaia. More and more came to me as if, I tell people as a joke on my tours, but there's an element of truth in it. Every time I would go home, I would return home smarter.
Yeah.
Meaning I had acquired more memory, more on-the-ground experience, just in a very simple sense, never mind the intuitive sense. And I literally would come home and begin to research on a whole new level all the different threads in Renne le Chateau, Saunière, sacred geometry, the Cathars, the Templars, the Druids, Neolithic sites, stones, the Essenes. I mean, I could go on and on. And every time I would go back, I would have the same experience, you know, maybe at a different location and learn new pieces to the puzzle. But it would make me smarter.
I love that. So you would connect, the synapses would connect in the brain, right? You would bing, 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 and put it all together. Wow.
Yeah.
I just really, that's something I want to go myself. And so let's start there. So once you went there, did you go strictly for Mary Magdalene or your connection with her, or did you go for Templars, or did you find that you had any ancestry there, or that sort of thing that brought that together in any way?
Well, when I started researching her in the year 2000, mind you, the Roman numerals for the year 2000 are MM. And I found that when I was reading Susan Haskins' very thick book, very well researched, about the pilgrimages and the histories and the names, it opened up a whole new world to me. Richard the Lionheart, the inner circle of the Templars, the Rex Deus, Jesus, of course, those mysteries, and so on and so forth. I felt that they were all of interest to me, and I knew I had a heavy lift ahead of me because I didn't know a lot about these topics, but they just felt so familiar. So the real portal of my experience when I first got there was I need to know more about Mary Magdalene, the legends, the folklore, the places associated with her. And I kind of let it open organically and flow where it needed to flow.
So when you first started, what was the legend, what would be the legend that you could tell our listeners about Mary Magdalene if they're just starting to be interested or know that there's something about her? That's all I can say. There's something about her that's just stays. She just stays with you.
She does. Oh my God, does she? 20 years later, and she's still going strong. I think for me, what really intrigued me was a little seaside fishing village, town, I don't think it's a city, in a very unique region of France, in the Camargue region, more in Provence, outside of Marseille, not to the St. Baume area, but more so where she was alleged to have come ashore in this town that had some kind of Druid connection, some kind of ancient connection. She came upon the shore, perhaps with two other Marys, and so began her life in France. That's what really piqued my interest. Yes, I was interested to go to the cave, the grotto in St. Baume, which is really very close to Marseille, but it was Saint-Marie de la Mer, the Mary by the sea. I live by the ocean, so I have a huge connection to it, and I just felt that there would be something there that I would learn, I would sense, and there was just something there. Like I just had to go there and see for myself what this place was like. Like, why did she choose to come on shore there?
Right. There must be a reason, right? Did you find the reason, or?
Well, it's a very interesting place. You know, as with all legends, did she really come ashore there? I don't know for sure, but I know the legends are very strong, and I know the European gypsies, and I say that not as a disrespectful term, but that's how they identify. Pay homage to Sarah's festival every year at the Gypsy Festival around May. And there is in the church there, the only real, the main church in Saint-Marie de la Mer, there is a crypt to Saint Sarah, who's a very dark-skinned statue, like a black Madonna, if you will.
Right.
And the people pay great reverence to her. And I found that fascinating. I found the Gypsy Festival fascinating in how they carry the Marys, the little statues, and they reenact this, and they carry them down to the sea. And the Gypsies themselves are flamboyant and interesting people, and they come with their carriages, and they're wanted to walk on the sand, get in the water, in the salt water, because my body loves the salt water, having grown up on the ocean. And I wanted to see what memory might come to me of her coming ashore there. It didn't, all make sense in one trip. I think I've been to Saint Marie 5 times, and each time I would learn something new. The Camargue is a wild place of beauty with bull and white horses and pink flamingos. It's exotic and sensual and really, really interesting. And so having her legends associated with the Camargue region, with Saint Marie de la Mer, there's just nothing like it in all of my travels that I've ever seen. So it is, to me, it would make sense that she would be there because it was so unique.
It feels like with your talking that it's timeless. It feels timeless.
It is. The last time I was there, which was 2017, I just fell in love with it all over again and really want to go back and just stay there for a week and do more writing, just to go even deeper into the ambiance of the mystery, because I know that there are things there in terms of a Druid lair, a holy sacred well, that sort of thing that I haven't even touched yet, because France, especially when it comes to the Magdalene mysteries, there are layers and layers and layers of magic and mystery. It's like nothing I have ever experienced in my life.
Oh, it seems incredible. We're getting a little bit of static. I don't know if you hear that on your end.
I don't.
Okay, good. So maybe I'm just, wow. Okay, there it goes. My whole, I just lost Revolution Radio. So I'm going to have to call them back, okay? Everyone just hang in there. Sometimes it happens with the heat and everything, so we're going to call them right back. This has happened before, so. Okay, we're back live on Revolution Radio. You didn't lose us for too long, and it's a go. Someone let me know. Okay, there we go. Well, at least the noise is totally gone, so that's good. So we're back live on Revolution Radio. Thanks for hanging in there, everybody. And we do have with us, we have Gloria Abendola, and she was just talking about her experiences with Mary Magdalene and her crossing, and then her actually putting her feet on land for the first time on the other side of the ocean in France, and what that must have felt like, and what that must have been like, and that the beautiful township has adoration for her, right, and respect.
Well, that's what I fell in love with, even in St. Maximine St. Baume, where there's a cathedral there to Mary Magdalene, a basilica actually, and then you have to drive up to St. Baume where her legendary grotto is. And I was so touched when I went into her basilica that in the crypt there, that alleges to have her skull behind a reliquary, a goldish reliquary, behind glass. It's very well protected. They take it out on her feast day in July 22nd, and they parade it around the streets, and it's considered not macabre, but a very reverential honor to carry the skull of the Magdalene through the streets. And, Viva la Madeleine, long live the Magdalene. They seem to understand who she was, and they honor her and revere her in a way that just melted my heart, because they knew who she was.
Do you know if there's any miracle healings or that sort of thing that happened there?
That's a good question. I don't always focus on that. I know I've been to Lourdes where that idea and that phenomenon happens. I imagine there must be, but I just am not. I haven't really focused on that part of the mystery with her.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see. Well, she's definitely still, her heart is opening and helping people till this very day. So that in itself, you know, it speaks volumes of words. It's hard to put it into words, isn't it? I would think even after 20 years, just to say her name just brings in so many different thoughts and visuals.
Yeah, I think for me, with all the magic, all the synchronicity, everything that I've experienced, the magic still holds for me in that I could be traveling somewhere for a completely different purpose. And all of a sudden, I may walk into an arbitrary church or, well, actually, to be specific so that your readers can hear a very specific example, I take people to the Washington, D.C. area, and we look at the Freemasons and the sacred geometry, the architecture, the Freemasonic signature of Washington, D.C., and then we go to Mount Vernon, and we roam around George Washington's estate. Now, how does this connect to the Magdalene? You're not going to believe this. A couple years ago, I was with a group, and I had already been there, so I was about to skip the tour once we got through the Great Room, where George and Martha Washington used to welcome dignitaries from all over. And when I went into that Great Room, because you have to wait in line, as you first get in, there's this painting, and I looked at it and I said, is it Mother Mary or is it Mary Magdalene? And that's a story. We do a show in and of itself on that.
Oh, right,
you know,
right.
The images that could be Mother Mary, but somehow are encoded. And if you look at the symbolism and the colors, like you can tell it's Mary Magdalene. So I knew it was there in this second year, actually. The first year I was like, wow, that's Mother Mary. That would be one of the first things that people are greeted when they step in. Well, when I was there in this other year, this subsequent year, and I was standing with the group, I was pointing out that here was a portrait, whether it was a reproduction or an original, I assumed it was a reproduction, of Mother Mary. And I actually had a tour guide walk up to me, heard me from across the room. There was a lot of people there. And said, oh no, that's not Mother Mary. That's Mary Magdalene.
Huh.
And so it told me that her presence was so important in this great room in their home at Mount Vernon, where they entertained many, that they would have a painting of Mary Magdalene in that room.
In the entrance. Huh. Yeah, I love that story. That's a great story. Wow.
So it's things like that that I find when I least expect it, even to this moment, that still send tingles up and down my spine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does me while you're talking about it. I'm sure listeners are thinking that as well. Oh, wow. So there's all kinds of in 20 years of your study, what's the most significant thing that blew your mind about, let's start with Mother Mary herself, that you didn't know, that just out of the blue?
Well, what I didn't know about Mother Mary, being raised Catholic, she was always a bit inaccessible in a way that she was perfect and celibate, and it didn't make sense to me. I didn't understand her story. I loved her energy and Mother Mary, but I didn't really understand Mother Mary's story either, other than she was the mother of Jesus. But who was she? I didn't know. And I think what really opened my eyes was when I was in Montreal in 2009, following the Magdalene, Renne le Chateau, Knight Templar mystery there in Old Montreal, was that I saw this beautiful painting, might have been a mural, in the Seminary of Saint-Sulpice in Montreal, where Anna, her mother, and Joachim were presenting her back to the temple. So I understood the tradition of being a temple child, being the gifted one of a generation. and having to learn the esoteric secrets and more. And when I saw her being presented, I thought, wow, she really was a highly skilled master initiate in her own right. And even in a basilica in Carcassonne, which is a medieval walled city that you can go to in southwest France, you see the same thing in stained glass windows of them presenting little Mother Mary back to the temple from about the age of 7 to 14. So they would present the child back so that they could learn, it was a gift, or they would recognize did one. And so, because she was the mother of Jesus growing up, that's how she was presented. I think the most profound thing was that I've grown to understand what a master Mother Mary was herself.
Wow. So you weren't sure what to expect. You were open, and then, and you have a relationship with her.
Well, you let the story unfold. You see where it takes you, and when you go to basilicas and they have massive panels of stained glass windows dedicated to stories that they tell, and have gone through great expense and skilled artisans and craftspeople portray this, it's important.
Yeah. And with her, did you find or come across any type of ceremony, ritual, prayer, song, all of the above, none of the above, during your time spent unveiling her?
Mother Mary or Mary Magdalene?
Let's start with Mary Magdalene first.
Well, for Magdalene, oh my goodness, so much unfolded. I wouldn't even know where to begin. In terms of rituals, there's probably some older songs, but there was so much that was buried or destroyed about the Magdalene because who she was. To unearth those details. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
So I created a lot of my own, actually, is what I've done.
I'm sorry we dropped the call again. So,
can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, and Facebook can hear you fine, but we dropped Revolution Radio again, so I have to go back on and see if we can get you back in again. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Let me go back out and do this. Let's try it again and see if we can get back in. Let's see if they'll let me back in. There we go. That's interesting. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're back live again on Revolution Radio. Maybe we have a better connection this time. And we are interviewing Gloria Abendola on the Cosmic Oracle Show. And we were just talking about Mary Magdalene, and then if we could go on to Mother Mary herself. And then can you talk the difference between Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene, where I found that sometimes people just kind of mix them up sometimes? Is that possible?
Well, I think people mix them up in iconography, in paintings and stained glass windows in churches or in museums. People can mix up the two, but from an intuitive point of view, as a channeler, they have very distinct vibrational differences. Whereas Mother Mary comes through, to me at least, a very beautiful soul, very centered in the heart energies, very wise, very patient. Magdalene comes forth with a little more visceral feeling, not heart, but earthy, more of a warrior and a more, a sensuality, a sexuality. She's a fuller presence she has a different mood, and I know this is probably the wrong word, but to paint a picture for the audience, that she will express things of a wide variety of experiences that she had as a woman, as a mother, so on and so forth. And she can get very earthy and very sensual, and she could get very sad about certain things. She's very expressive. Whereas when Mother Mary comes in, at least for me, it's more as a heart energy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. It does. It seems a little bit more refined or reserved, maybe. Would that be? Probably not, but that's what I get.
maybe softer, maybe quieter.
Yeah.
There's a statement that Mary Magdalene makes of Mother Mary, of which she had great respect in the trilogy that I've channeled, that is actually being re-released as we speak on Amazon. And Magdalene had great respect for Mother Mary and her connection and bond with Yeshua, with Jesus. She says of Mother Mary, and I think this encapsulates the vibration that I feel, that Mother Mary performed many miracles. Remember, she was a master initiate. She performed many miracles in her time. She would have come through the Essenes community, but she was very quiet about her miracles and did not care if they were ever attributed to her.
I love that. I love that.
So just a different vibe, you know. Magdalene, not that Magdalene wanted recognition either, and it was a hard time for women back then, for sure. Magdalene was more, it seemed like if people really hassled her, she could really fight back. She was a warrior. She was just a little different in that regard. I have a word for her, but I don't know if I can use it on air because, but you know, it describes what kind of warrior she was. It is in you know, fierce, like
fierce and real. She was real. She was more real.
Yeah, very real.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting, and a little raw too.
I think that's where the sexual component comes in and makes sense to me as a woman in that aspect of our sexuality and sensuality. And I'm not saying that Mother Mary didn't have it, but she does comes through more as heart energy and just quieter. Very beautiful energy though as well.
I love it. I love it. So I want to just go back to Renne le Chateau just for a moment. And with her church, she has a church there. Is that correct? Or built for her? Or in and is there like an X on the ground or on the mark or in the tile? This is probably, but this is what I remember. For some reason, I wanted to go stand on that X, and I don't know why. But there is
some marking in the aisle of the church. I don't know if I recall that it's an X.
I could be wrong.
But
it's a symbol.
It has something to do with the larger mysteries in the church that was consecrated to the Magdalene. They say it first started out perhaps as connected to Mother Mary, but it was consecrated very deliberately to Mary Magdalene a very long time ago. And it was the recognition of who she was that in that area of the Languedoc and where her legends were strong with the Cathar people, the Cathars who believed that Jesus and Mary Magdalene were married, had a family, and that she was a goddess, she was an avatar, she was a very, very special person, and they recognize that, and they have in the soil in France, especially in southern France. They really recognized that, and they paid homage to her, believing that she was actually the matriarch of their people.
I know when I first heard that.
Different than Mother Mary, and not to diss Mother Mary in any way, just in southern France and in also in connecting to the Renne le Chateau area, they had a deep reverence and connection for Mary Magdalene because they believed that was their matriarch.
Yeah, yeah.
From their family line.
Right. And from her actions, right? Her life, her relationship with the people.
Yes, her teaching, her moving about and teaching, healing,
And on that, there's I thought a strange writing that says that terrible is this place.
Yes, as you go, and I think it's called the portico, but as you go into the church above, in that doorway, on the exterior above, and you can Google this stuff and find it, there is a sculptured part of that area of the church of Mary Magdalene. It says, "Terrible is this place," and she's holding a cross in an odd position. And we think it could be a directional marker. There are reasons for that in the church. I mean, everything means something coded. And terrible is this place means more wondrous, wonderful is this place, extraordinary is this place.
Okay. Well, that's good.
But when you walk in, you immediately see Asmodeus. Some people say Rex Mundi, some people say Pan, but he looked kind of like the devil. He's got the horns. He's a very peculiar character. Again, I mean, these items in the church are like things you'd never seen before, and he's held in check by the holy water stoop. And is it a play on the Temple of Solomon and the building, and restraining the demon force with the water? It's hard to tell. I mean, there's just a million interpretations. And then above that, just past the Magdalene terrible is this place, above that are four angels, each performing the sign of the cross, but in the most unusual way. So the minute you walk in that church, there are just bizarre things left and right. Checkerboard floor. The Stations of the Cross reversed.
They are? They are? I didn't know that. Oh my goodness.
And it's just crazy.
That is wild.
It's crazy. As a matter of fact, I'm bringing up the Renne le Chateau tab on my website because I haven't looked at that in a while.
Yeah, and people can go to your...
Terrible is this place. It's so extraordinary. I think the church itself is on a doorway or portal of energy.
It must be. It has to be, right? That's something there. That's why we have to go there and check it out. Because everybody has a piece of the puzzle, right? You never know where it's going to come or how it's going to come.
You don't. So in Genesis 28:10-17, Jacob's dream at Bethel, it goes on and on. This is on my website.
Okay.
And then when we get to verse 16, it says, "When Jacob awoke from his sleep, he thought, surely the Lord is in this place, and I was not aware of it. He was afraid and said, how awesome is place. This is none other than the house of God. This is the gate of heaven." Well, if we go back to what we began with Henry Lincoln and the holy place and the markings in the landscape, if Renne le Chateau is a heaven and earth location, meaning does it gather the celestial forces from above, and did it tell your occurrence from below, and that magnetism, do they pull that down onto the earth, onto the land, on the soil, and the rock? And do we have this union of heaven and earth? Is it a gateway, a portal in this place? And I believe that as you enter in and you see the Magdalene, what terrible is this place, is that you're actually going into gateway energy.
Huh. That makes sense. Wow.
Yeah.
What does it feel like when you're there? Do you sit and meditate in it, or do you do the Stations of the Cross backwards? Or
No, I don't do the Stations of the Cross, but when I first started going there, it was just a hot mess. People they were just carrying on, and the Da Vinci Code had come out.
Oh,
and
gosh.
They were loud, and the church was messy, and cobwebs, and Rennes was still retaining some of that old and Halloweenish type vibe. Weird. And a lot of people liked that. But then they started to get a lot of money in the coffers because so many people were going there from all over the world that they began to change things in the village, make some things safer, do some renovations that a lot of people don't like, others do. The church began to get cleaned up and changed and so forth, and it's a little more reverential now. It's a little more where people will go in and be quieter and will light the candles and will, pray and that sort of thing. But in the beginning, oh my God, it was just a freak show. And it has really strange energy. But what I've learned from being there so many times is that there were times I stayed in the village, and when the tourists would go, and the church would still be open, or if you hit a quiet day, or maybe a cold and rainy day, if you sat in there for 3-4 hours, which I have done, then you begin to break through that barrier of weird and chaotic and strange, and you start to go into the beautiful energy. But you can't get that in 15 minutes. You can't run in and out and say you know what's going on there, or you feel it. It's a little easier to connect now, but you really have to spend time in there and allow yourself to really meld into the land itself. And then it becomes really powerful. You can feel the energies, and you can feel, for me, I can feel the doorway opening. I can feel the veil lifting. You're intuitive. You would get that. You're there too. But you can't get there in 15 minutes.
No.
You just can't.
And you can't buy the stairway to heaven, though, right? You can't.
Right.
It takes a time and desire and openness. I would think have to have a heart connection with it for sure, because it's not a mind thing as much as it is maybe a trust thing. I liked what you said on your Facebook page, not on your Facebook page, but on your website, and I do have the link on the Facebook page about that. Not only do you do your work from within, but that also you. I wrote it down, but I can't find it. But it's where you do research too. So it's do you have kind of the best of both worlds, the Western research and all of that, and then the Indian where you go within and spend time there as well. So it's kind of balancing both of those.
Well, what I've learned in the whole path of the way, the Essenes, the way, Yeshua, is that you can't just follow the exoteric or outward path of research and, drive or fly to this place and go to this church or this museum or this Templar commandery or whatever layer, the standing stone circles. You can't just do all that with your left brain, because when these places were designed, they weren't just designed for the left brain. They were designed to reach out to the right brain as well, and to provide sensory experience. And they were pilgrimages for people that were never going to go to the Holy Land, or for whatever reason. And they told stories with symbols and images and color, like the Great Blue of Chartres Cathedral. So they intended the sacred geometry to work on the initiate, or the participant. They knew about earth energies and chakras and electromagnetic fields and the heart and the pineal gland. They the flower of life. They got that. And what they were trying to do was open up the initiate, again, or the participant. So it wasn't just a left brain experience. So the mystery of one of the weird aspects of Renne le Chateau is that landscape is so powerful that in order, in my opinion, to succeed in it, you have to have an openness to the celestial forces, but you have to have 2 feet on the ground. And you have to know yourself, because when you get into that intense of a landscape, it's alchemy at its finest. It will draw out in you your worst shadow self. And once you see it and work
does.
But until you get there, a lot of crazy stuff can happen to you. I've seen it for so many years, whether it's just, some really tough stuff that you've been trying to suppress will just come out.
Yeah.
People buy and carry on. And if you have some dark intent there, man, the land will play with you, and it will eat you alive. I've seen it happen to people. It's really crazy.
Well, and you've taken, how long have you given tours there, and how many people have you put through this? I mean, you've done your work, so you know what you're talking about.
I've been taking people there since 2008 or 9, something like that. I used to go there quite a lot and do my own research and have my own experiences, and that's how I began to develop tours, because people wanted to come and experience what I was experiencing. And I don't know how many people I've connected people to other people and connected with people there and other groups. And, I've met, Henry Lincoln, the late Dr. Tim Wallace Murphy was a huge influence in my life. And I met him, and he showed me things about the mysteries that I had no idea even existed, like the long lineage of the Rex Deus, who the Jesus Mary line was, one line of that was the Despacini, and what they were about, and what the Templars were about. It's just fascinating the way the universe opened that up, the depth of the understanding. It's an extraordinary tapestry.
Yeah, well, and for people who want to go on that tour, to do it with someone who who you are, why you're there, you've been through it. There's nothing with someone who it's their first time. I mean, that's not a tour, right? That's like opening up, problems. So you're used to, you can kind of see it coming and prepare people for it, or at least guide them, right?
Some people can contact me and they work for almost a year to study everything they can, both within themselves and in the research venue, in the research arena, and they put it together, and then they really want to experience the place, and so they prepare sometimes for a year in advance. Other people like to maybe learn a little, but go in and feel their way through, experience it, and then go home and do the research, maybe, or not. It really, everyone is so different. I've learned the landscape points that ping people intuitively, that get that well of memories going. I do things with water and getting people in water and drinking the water and experiencing the telluric current so that they can experience those elements for themselves and let it move in them in a way that's appropriate for them.
Oh, I love that. Well, we're almost finished with part 1. How do you like that? It went by pretty fast, and
oh my God.
Yeah, and so we're going to be having a break in just a minute, and when we come back, I know we have so many things we want to talk about. I know you have some specific things you'd like to talk about with Archangel Michael, and there was one other thing. I had it in my notes of what you want to talk about in part 2. So everyone, please stay tuned. We're about to take a break. In the meantime, you can check out Gloria's her webpage. It is gloriaabendola.com, correct, Gloria?
Gloria-Abendola.
Oh, that's right. Ooh, good correction. Gloria-Abendola.com. And then you can also find you on Facebook as well. And that's Gloria, Amendola, Abendola. What a beautiful name for the work that you do, Gloria. And your name itself, it just kind of, you can't run from yourself, right? You're just there.
I've been told that.
So,
I've tried.
So we'll be right back with a break. It should be coming up. Usually it does. And they can check out your website and check out your tours. When's your next? Oh, okay. We'll be right back. So stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back at 6:04. Hang in there, everyone. We'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in. Don't go anywhere.
Listen to Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com, and we'll be right back after this message.
Wadiya will remain a dictatorship. Oh, be quiet. Why are you guys so anti-dictators? Imagine if America was a dictatorship. You could let 1% of the people have all the nation's wealth. You could help your rich friends get richer by cutting their taxes and bailing them out when they gamble and lose. You could ignore the needs of the poor for healthcare and education. Your media would appear free, but would secretly be controlled by one person and his family. You could wiretap phones. You could torture foreign prisoners. You could have rigged elections. You could lie about why you go to war. You could fill your prisons with one particular racial group, and no one would complain. You could use the media to scare the people into supporting policies that are against their interests.
Tune in Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time for Liberation Nation with Deacon John, where America comes to hear the truth.
I know this is hard for you Americans to imagine, but please try.
Ohio Exopolitics will be on from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern on Studio A. Mark Schneider will have guests on that will discuss many important topics, including the state of the world today. However, much of the show will be dedicated to the writings of Edward Albert Meyer. Let me read a short passage from one of his writings. Love is the highest principle of creation, and through it, everything exists in absolute logic. All of nature in its indescribable splendor is nothing but the love of creation, which is expressed visibly. The love of creation is everywhere, because without it, nothing at all would be able to exist. Please join Mark on Ohio Exopolitics from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern on Studio A.
It is no secret that the so-called mainstream media is best described as controlled propaganda. Countless news stories are either totally ignored or spun with half-truths, and because of this, essential facts and vital information are often compromised. Join Dr. Ott every Friday night on Studio B at 10 p.m. Eastern and learn why The Story Behind the Story was nominated for a Peabody Award in its second year of producing unparalleled broadcasting excellence in 1997. That is, if you really care about learning the truth.
Transcending time and space, let us take you to the place inside your mind where thoughts divide and mysteries unwind. Join us every Monday evening right here on Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com from 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And you will catch the Fenton Perspective with our great host, Gloria Fenton. Come listen in as she shares her amazing stories from the past to present, along with all of her guests to the future. That's the Fenton Perspective every Monday evening right here from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, only on Revolution Radio. Oh, and you don't need to expect us. We're already here.
The opinions expressed on this radio station, its programs, and its website by the hosts, guests, and call-in listeners or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. They do not necessarily represent the the opinions of Revolution Radio and freedomslips.com, its staff, or affiliates. You're listening to Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com, 100% listener-supported radio, and now we return you to your host.
This is your host, Barbara Jean Lindsay. Welcome back to the second part of the Cosmic Oracle Show. And we want to thank you for being generous and keeping us on the air at Revolution Radio. And the way you do that is you just go to freedomslips.com. That's freedomslips.com, and hit that donate button and give whatever you can, $5, $10, to keep us on the air, because we're an all-volunteer station. No one gets paid for anything that we do, and that gives us the freedom to have whomever we like on our shows. So thank you again in advance for being generous and keeping Revolution Radio on the air. So welcome back to the show. We have with us our amazing guest, Gloria Abendola. She's an author and intuitive with a passion for esoteric knowledge, which she shared some with us for the first hour that went by so fast, and the hidden history of the divine feminine and the great mother goddess and the dream time. So welcome back, Gloria.
Thank you.
And so on the break, we were talking about where we want to go from here. I just went back to France, and I just love France so much. So we thought we would talk maybe about some work that you've done that has to do with really what's happening on the planet present time.
Yes. What I was mentioning during the break was, as I proofread the 3 volumes for the Magdalene Trilogy that's being re-released probably as we speak, I went in and reread all of it, and any any errors I corrected. So any typos, that kind of thing. And I made a table in each volume of threads I want to follow up with the Magdalene for future volumes. And I came across some really timely information. And one of the questions that was very much like it had relevance for today, in this moment in time in 2020. So there's a lot of question and answer sections in the books. And one of the questions posed to Magdalene in Volume 2 was, how significant is the experience of Atlantis in our current timeline? Are there lessons and knowledge from that ancient civilization that are relevant for us now? Now, mind you, this volume was channeled in 2013. That'll become important in a minute. So it's channeled at some point. I think this was published in December 2013, but it's channeled earlier than that. And then there was a piece that dropped in the fall in Renne le Chateau, and then I added it when I came back, and then it got published in December. But this is important. Now, here's Magdalene's response through my channeling. Good question. So much of what was happening back then is happening now. You are at the threshold of great scientific understanding in your world. You have the analytical means to understand at this time, yet you have harnessed such destructive forces on your planet that if not commuted for the benefit of mankind, these forces will be your undoing. Let me repeat that so there is no doubt of what I am saying to you. If you do not take hold of the destructive forces on your planet and use your power to transmute these forces, they will lead your people Armageddon before you will ever reach the path to the golden age. So I ask you, is this what you want? There is an important distinction to be made here. The difference between that cataclysmic time thousands of years ago and now is that back then humanity was entering a period of darkness that was to come upon the planet. But But now you are moving to a very different age. That age, the age that is unfolding, is an age of wisdom and clarity. So from this point forward, how you arrive there is a sum of the choices you are making and will continue to make in the next 7 years. So if you do the math from 2013 to now, 7 years is...
Now. Present time.
Right now. And a lot of people, good astrologers that I know, do believe that the age of Aquarius, if ever there was an exact doorway for it to be opening, is that it's the winter solstice 2020. So here it was channeled in 2013 saying, hey, you're on the threshold of great scientific understanding, but you know, you've harnessed a lot of destructive forces, and this is basically what happened in the darker cycles of time in the fall of Atlantis. And so from this point forward, 2013, how you arrive at this golden age, at this Aquarian age, it will be a sum of the choices you are making now, in this moment, and seven years from now, which is our moment.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's pretty...
I thought that was pretty wild.
That's pretty profound, in a way. I mean, so the responsibility, so we have the awareness, and the responsibility is ours to make those choices, right?
Right. And we can see so much light in consciousness and awareness on the planet, but we can also see the resistance to it as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And does it always have to be so dark and light, so black and white? Isn't there a lot of gray area as well?
Well, there is a lot of gray area, of course, but when we are steeped in clarity, consciousness, duality, then we tend to gravitate to those extremes, which we are doing now. We'll just say in our country. We'll just keep it
simple,
although it's happening in many places. And yet the initiates who have always mastered consciousness to the next level of human evolution, I'll call it, Yeshua was a master of this, Magdalene, Mother Mary, and others. But Yeshua, for sure, and Magdalene, they transcended through that inner work and that outer work. They transcended duality, and they worked more from a unified field. They worked more from coherence, which comes from the heart, the heart field.
Yeah, exactly.
The electromagnetic field around the heart. The Egyptians were big on this, and it wasn't. Yes, it was compassion, and it's extremely critical, but it's also the science, the electromagnetic field around the heart, and how that informs the brain, not the other way around.
Exactly.
So they were transcending duality, and that's what I think made them, in one way at least, so powerful. And we're steeped in polarity consciousness again at this time, but there is something else that includes the gray areas incorporated, and that's non-dual consciousness. That's more of a unified field of experience, and that begins, in my opinion, in the center, in the heart.
Right. I agree with you on that. On the heart, for sure. That's where it's all happening. It's where it's been happening. Oh.
Yeah.
So in your studies with that you have, your esoteric knowledge, then how does one find that heart neutrality, shall we say, or that it's not neutral either, it's neutral, but it's so powerful at the same time?
So how do we transcend into non-dual consciousness?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. From my experience so far, this is the great alchemical work, and it's my understanding that certainly in certain mystery schools in ancient Egypt, they were nurturing both sides of the brain. So there's a place for research and critical thinking and facts and that kind of understanding. That we're capable of that, and that's a good thing. But when that's the only way we arrive at our knowledge base, unbalanced. On the same token, the intuitive arts are extraordinary, and when you really go into different levels and layers and dimensions of perception, you find extraordinary intelligence there. But if it doesn't have some of the research or the concrete grounded aspects of our experience, then it can become imbalanced as well. And it's really the blending of the two, that more holistic approach, a word we hear a lot these days, holistic approach, that our greatest leap in evolution and our greatest awareness resides, because that allows the magic of alchemy to mix it up in a way that is very unique, and it unfolds according to each one of us. So it's a singular process in that it's very similar for everyone, but the details or the way in which the non-dual consciousness we emerge from that can be very unique to each one of us. So it's not a homogenized process. Really fascinating.
Yeah, that's the work, right? That's the work.
Yeah, that's the great work.
Right. That's what we kind of started the show with you can't buy it, and it can be kind of guided to you, right? Of course, the guide's there for you if you look for it. If this is what you really want to go for, then everything steps up to help you with it.
Yes, exactly, because it's a very responsive universe.
And there's something that you said about the unified fields with, I lost it for a second there. I like that it's transcending. And what about ascension? Would you like to talk about ascension?
For me, ascension, in all the years that I've been working with that term and with groups and doing Magdalene circles here and abroad, what I've come to understand is that initially it seemed that people felt that they were going from the lower chakras to the higher chakras and ascending on some exalted level, in a way. And what I have come to understand, to me, what the ascension feels like, if truth be told, is that once again it's the opposite, and it's the complete illumination of spirit and matter, so that as the spirit from above enters in the physical vessel and the chakra system, it fully illuminates and moves each wheel in the chakra system, including those lower base chakras, that those are just as equally important, because there again, that's the shift from duality to non-dual consciousness, because we're using the whole system.
Right. So that is like a holy system, right? Where you have all that information, all of that amazing love, shall we call it, all of that knowingness, maybe all of that is, and then bringing that and working it into a body that you can claim in a way, and then that helps you to manifest then onto the planet and make it a better place. Is that too?
Well, by vibration alone, things respond in a coherent. So they say of Yeshua that when he taught, sometimes people couldn't understand his allegories or his stories and the level that each story held, but they could feel his vibration. And when he extended out his Merkaba, or his light body, that vibration, that mathematical coherence that sits in a field that is vibrating from compassion to sacred heart, coherence, clarity, that you just feel it like, ooh, that feels good. On the opposite side, it's like if you're in a room with somebody who's an energy vampire and they're just sucking the oxygen out of the room, you want to run from that person because you don't want to be around them.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like that a lot. That's where we're heading. A lot of my friends are headed for that, I think, in a way. I have such optimism for humanity. I do. I think with people like you holding the space and doing your work, that holds this sacred space for other people to be able to do their work.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like to facilitate the process. I like to get things going. I like to stir the pot energetically so that people can do in any given shamanic experience or pilgrimage or whatever the alchemy might be in a group setting or in an individual setting. It's up to that individual to action. Just like it's up to me to take action. I can hold that space, but it's important to take action and allow yourself to evolve so that other people feel safe and feel that this biological evolutionary leap that we're in right now is feasible and sustainable.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's kind of like the First Nations call it, where we go together.
Yeah. And even now in this pandemic response and what we're going through, the gist of most of the, the mantras and even the advertising is that we're in this together. And so no matter what may be going on in the government or with politicians or that sort of thing, the vibe among people, and when I'm out, I'm in the greater New York area, so we were hit really, really hard with the pandemic, but when I'm out at the store or whatever, there's such a grace among so many people that, hey, we really are in this together, so let's just kind of treat each other nicely because it's hard enough right now. And there are jerks here and there, and that's just the way it is, but the overwhelming group of people that you come in contact with, they've really been, kind and compassionate, like, oh my God, like, this is crazy, but we got to get through this together. And it might sound simplified, but I do believe that plenty of people hold that sentiment.
I do. I do too. We have to, right? We have choice, right? We have choice in everything that we do.
Well, Magdalene says, we're going to experience what we've chosen from 2013 to this present moment. And we've gone through a lot in that time. And I think no matter how governments respond, no matter who may try to politicize these events, when it gets down to the people, and you can say we're divided, but when push comes to shove, I think there's lots of people in this world, even if we just focus on America, who are helping out their fellow Americans, because why shouldn't we?
And do you think, like the ancient ones, you talk about that on your website, that they walk together as one, but they also face diversity and extreme judgment, shall we say, or?
Well, the ancient ones, the people of the serpent, the Israelites, the Anasazi, the Naga, the Anunnaki, oh my God, I could go on and on. They probably were a pre-flood people who, when the landmass and the water and everything shifted, when it did, they were left to reconstruct a primeval world again. And people who were in deep amnesia in the darker cycles of time and had to be reminded, and they worked tirelessly until this day to when the cycles of time would be pointing us more, post-2012, post-precession of the equinoxes, and all those cycles of time, they would be pointing us more towards the photon belt, the Milky Way, Cygnus. It's a heaven and earth, remember, it's a heaven and earth correlation above and below, the Hermetic principle. We're all interconnected, the stars, the earth, the land, and now we're coming into a more heightened, a more light-filled cycle of time. And so now everything's being exposed for the unconscious ways that are in our world still. But, you know what I mean? It's a whole different vibe that we're now experiencing, believe it or not.
Yeah, it's where it's like we went back in time. We just took a time out, like a time out to reflect on what are we doing here? What's this all about? What's the, and I've seen everyone has done that because not that they had no choice, but while they had the time, they got to kind of get more in touch with themselves and in that, the deeper mysteries instead of being, hey, Jesus is coming, so you better be busy. I've seen that, stay busy, stay busy, stay busy. And so
I think people have had time to get to know each other again in their family structures, and they've had conversations, and of course we have technology, and you can watch a wide range of material on Netflix and YouTube and Amazon Prime and just so many other DVDs and books, and I mean there's just so many ways to take in so many different layers of information, and you're going to gravitate towards your vibration, and hopefully in this climate you're going to have your heart opened a little more and connect into your feelings instead of being on little robots on automatic pilot.
Exactly. In your work you talk about a vessel of wisdom that you call the well of memories.
Yes.
Can you I find that just the word itself, well of memories, is that something that's from the past that you bring to the future, or?
Well, it's what I was talking about in Renne le Chateau when I facilitate a group. I know that there's certain points in the landscape that ping certain things. And so what I do initially is I get people to already connect into that well of memories by day one. And they don't have to be conscious of it, but we stir the pot. We take a shamanic experience, we sit or lay on the earth if it's a nice day, hopefully in the sunshine, and it's an accommodating landscape. And we take a simple shamanic journey back in time. And as they're going deeper into their experience, because I've primed people for this, I start to do things with the energy field to stir things up so that these well of memories that are within all of us through multiple incarnations can begin to emerge. And a lot of people that I take, not all, but a lot of people already either have connections to different groups or are highly intuitive or a mix of all of it. And I can't tell you how many people sometimes, in even on the first day, will connect in that particular shamanic experience by Bugarash Mountain, which is highly energetic. And they will see themselves. A lot of times in the Languedoc, it's the persecution of the heretics, the Cathars, the Essenes in hiding, the goddess worshippers, those who worship the feminine ways. These memories will start to come up, and they may not see a full-length story, but they'll see a snippet. And if they share it, if they feel safe enough to share, which is important to me, then they can take that and they can begin to build their, collect their puzzle pieces. So whether it's there or at home, they begin to put a piece together. And I believe those pieces come from this deep unconscious well of memories that are in there from multiple lifetimes.
Well, and you must have found that with yourself, that you just uncovered one after another, right? Spend time there.
Well, I did, and the ironic part of it, or the weird part, or the strange part, or the incredible part, was I started recovering memories of France and knowing I was in France when I was experiencing them, when I was having a real visceral experience, before I ever got to France.
Oh, I love that.
And before I even researched aspects of France and the Magdalene story, I would get these snippets of an experience, and I began to learn how they really felt when they arose within me. And I was tenacious. I followed the pieces until I could put my puzzle pieces together. And I'm not saying I have all of them, for sure. And I have a lot of them, but I've also traveled extensively because it's been so deeply, it's just such a deep passion for me. And I enjoy when others can connect like that because they can express the unexpressed emotion in their energy field. And they could then take the gift of that lifetime, like what got them burned at the stake, or what, why were they persecuted? Well, maybe they were an herbalist, or maybe they were a healer, or maybe they were a great scribe. There could be many different reasons why, and then we bring forth the gift in that memory into the here and the now, and let it express itself, let it refashion itself in this time.
Yeah, I'm going to bring that all the way around into, you were talking with the reset that we're in right now, and to bring with this time that we have, that we normally wouldn't have, there was a time where you could go back and revisit that part of yourself, even if they don't physically go there. But if they, have you found that if people have, I'm going off to something else now, but if you have a passion for France for some reason, or Scotland, or Glastonbury, that there's probably a reason for that, right? That you're dreaming of that or thinking of that, or it comes up instead of, like, let's say Africa or Iceland or Russia,
I think, when I was trained by Robert Moss almost 20 years ago, and, 15, 20 years ago, we worked with different levels of the dreamscape and the dream time, and I was always, since I was, a teenager, I was always deeply connected to the dream time, because I knew that when I would go to sleep, just crazy, wild things would happen, and I needed to know why, and I needed to figure out why. So when I did multiple levels of training with him, I would find that subject matters, figures, persona, snippets of visionary experiences, many different things that would come up in these shamanic experiences, and, working in group with that, and then carrying it over into the dream time and bringing it back into dream school, and how we worked with it. It's kind of like the movie Inception, where they were working with the different layers and levels of the dream time. It wasn't so heavy and dramatic all the time like that, but it's still an extraordinary state of being. And I think when things in the dream time repeatedly, they can show you, it's your inner language expressing itself in a way, and you have to learn the language. And when you begin to learn not only all of that, and maybe where parts of your soul has gone missing, you begin to learn the process of soul recovery and soul retrieval, and how through trauma, however we may experience it, makes the soul almost fragmented, if you will. And so whether it's an experience or soul that you have to bring back home, for me it was going to many places and collecting those pieces of myself there, and then the inherent knowledge and wisdom that it was underneath the whole experience. It was like my unconscious, my higher self, more than my unconscious, but my higher self, getting me to where I needed to be at any given time. That's why I said to you, you will go to Renne le Chateau when you're ready, because your higher self will get you there.
Well, and do you think that's maybe where we're going, maybe not as an ascension, but allowing more of our higher self, that amazing part of ourself to really shine from within ourselves?
I think that doorway is open to us more than ever. I think that we have to do the inner work. There's no way around the trauma but through the trauma. There's no way around the pain but through the pain. We can't medicate ourselves out of it. We have to go through it.
I love
the
that.
The only way to do the work, to come out the other side and have that higher self come in.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I just see so many people doing that now, or have the desire to do that than before.
Well, I think especially on this pause moment, this pandemic experience, I think a lot of people are really questioning what in God's name they've been doing with their time.
Exactly.
Right? And what quality of life have they been living? And a lot of people are woke enough to say, man, I don't think I want to go back to that.
And I don't know what I want, but I know that I don't want that. So what do you tell a person that they know that they don't want that, but they don't know what they don't know what they want? So where would you direct them if they came to you, let's say?
I would do a couple of different things. I would scan the 7 major chakra system and see what kind of energy is moving or stuck, or what intuitive or psychic impressions I get from each chakra. Like, for example, to be specific, I know that when I scan the first chakra, the root chakra in people, I know on one level it's money, material things, connecting to physicality. But what I've learned in my work, is that's where the survival response is, in the root, and that's where the trauma resides. So when I scan the first chakra, I can tell, is it open? Is it closed? Is it open but conflicted? Is there heavy trauma is there so much heavy trauma in that chakra that before somebody can even figure out what they want to do, they have to get rid of that trauma. And that has in past life regression, shamanic journeys, talking, dreaming. There's many modalities, sound, God knows, there's wonderful, wonderful tools. So I would scan the 7 major chakra system. I would also ask if there are any repetitive dreams, and if so, what they are. If there's any connections to spirit, do they keep dreaming of people that have crossed over? What are they deeply attracted to? See if there's any connecting and intersecting points, and slowly, it's not something you're going to figure out in one session. And most people I work with, it's not just one session, because once they get a handle on, hey, this is a process and I've got to invest some time, energy, and money into it, then I'm going to get a result that's a little more fruitful.
Right. More real, for sure.
Yeah.
And that you're not alone. Sometimes you need someone to help you, not a guru, but a good teacher, a good guide to help you.
A teacher, someone to help open passageways and doorways inside and outside, and you have the wonderful choice of choosing what it is that you want resonates with you. But there's nothing wrong with good teachers. I've had some excellent teachers in life, and they have shown me things I didn't even know were possible.
Make a difference, such a big difference, especially if you're in a crossroads in your life.
Well, many people are. As we shift into the Aquarian age, as we shift from the model of what's been out there in our world for a good 30 years or more, and look at where the theology is taking us. And the fact that this Aquarian age is now, the door is opening, and this pause moment, we really have the opportunity to understand metaphysically that we are creating our own reality. And if we're done enough with these crappy experiences, or these bizarre or strange or unjust experiences, or all the things that are out there right now in the grids, in the collective, then we really have the ability to co-create our reality. We do. It's just that people need some breathing room right now to remember that.
It's true. Well, and then while we have you here, I think you're the exact right person to ask the question about, we've heard it, about now we're in a time where we're going to balance the masculine and the feminine.
What I say when people say that is I say we will get to that, just like we will shift from polarity into a non-dual consciousness, a more cohesive, integrated, holistic consciousness. But But until we allow the feminine to rise a bit more, until we allow that imbalance that's been there in our world, we'll take the Western model and we'll take we have unequal. We still had a female. A lot of women are doing wonderful things, don't get me wrong, but there's the feminine must still rise a little more to even have the balance before we really balance the masculine and the feminine in the collective. But the goal of the alchemist, the goal of the initiate has always been within themselves to balance the masculine and feminine energies. And Jesus talks about this in the Gnostic texts. He was very well aware of this. He studied in the Eastern, he studied the Eastern traditions, especially in India, as well as the Western traditions. And so he knew of the masculine and the feminine currents within us as well. And that's why I think he was just so at ease with women. Like, he understood the goddess. He understood the feminine principles, the feminine teachings. That was coveted wisdom.
And that he chose Mary, or Mary was one of the teachers, right? A huge part of it.
Yeah. And I believe that we're in a place today where I think as an individual, you can rise the feminine and masculine currents, but I think in the world, in terms of healing the collective trauma and the collective psyche, women must still rise a bit more, because it's still not equal yet.
That makes total sense. You know, we talked too earlier about, I want to make sure that you get totally fully expressed. You wanted to talk something about Archangel Michael. I want to make sure that you have a chance to talk about that because we don't have a lot of time left again. So.
Okay. So what I want to share with your audience, and I've been sharing this, is that in late December of this year, in the holiday season, post-Christmas, I had a very curious experience with Archangel Michael, who is now, and I've been working with that Michael energy, as many people have for many years, but now he's really shown himself to me like, hey, I'm not really an angel, this is not about religion, I'm an advanced being, okay? And I come from another place. I guess I'm ready to understand that. So I've been working with that awareness for a couple of years. It started in France, believe it or not, by Mount Bougrache, when I was working with people in their well of memories. So I've had the experience, and I'm a practicing intuitive, and he has come to me in my home. There's a portal energy here. So he came in the holiday season. I was in a deep sleep. I had my window cracked open in my bedroom, and I heard a tremendous wind come up. And I live by the ocean, and sometimes that happens when we have a storm, but it was a calm night. And this wind came up, and that's how he was identifying himself to me. He told me when something was really important. So when I heard the wind come up, I could hear it through the crack in the window. I was starting to wake up, and Michael, I could see him in my third eye as I was awakening, and I could almost see him with my physical eyes, very tall, immense being, very tall. And he said, I'm waking you up to let you know that I'm giving you a dream, and in that dream, something is going to be revealed to you that's very important, so pay attention. And I'm thinking, what? You wake me up to put me to sleep? What's going on? And before I know it, I'm just knocked out. As I'm knocked out and I'm in the dreamscape, he's showing me this urban hospital. And it's very international. It's probably Yale New Haven. I don't live far from Yale University. And I was walking through the hospital, seeing regular patients, ICU patients, administrators, service workers, every component piece of a hospital. And I thought, what am I doing in here? I'm healing. In the early days, I used to end up in hospitals when I was healing deep parts of myself. And I'm like, what's going on? And then he's like, keep going, keep going. And I'd walk down a hallway, take an elevator full of people, this, that, and this. So finally at the end, I'm like, okay, what is this about? And he says to me, well, what do you see? I replied, I see business as usual in an urban hospital. okay, what else do you see? And at that point, I'm looking at an elevator full of people closing its doors. And I'm outside of the elevator looking onto it. And I said, I see people. I don't know, they all seem normal to me. And Michael's voice says in the dream, but they're not. They're all infected.
Mm.
And I came to understand that that was the beginning of this pandemic, and when it happened, and where it happened, and so on and so forth. And so the messages from Michael have been profound when they come, and this is a whole different level of the experience. If you prefer to call him Archangel Michael or just Michael, they've been profound.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to share that because I was being shown something in the grids, in the reality, when we as a country, certainly at the holidays, did not know any of this was really happening here.
Right, exactly. Huh.
It's been very profound. There's more to it. I don't want to get into it right now, but what I will say is that I intend to do a tour, which I was originally shown should be at the summer solstice, on latitude 51, if you will, Avebury, Stonehenge, Glastonbury.
Oh, yeah, my favorite
Right,
place.
that whole line going through, from Cornwall all the way up, into England. You know the line.
I love that.
The places that are cited on that line.
Yeah.
And on that line, you have two, and this is so interesting because of the way the conversation has unfolded tonight. You have what's called the Michael and Mary landline, and it's been doused by, the Serpent, I think the book was The Serpent and the Sun, Hamish Miller, well-known book. And one of the lines is the Michael line, and one of the lines is the Mary line. And they undulate through this long straight track. The Michael line goes one way around it, and the Mary line goes another way. And where they intersect are called nodal points, which are very powerful hotspots of energy that pool there for some reason. And that's what's in the landscape there. I mean, in Glastonbury, you've been connected to that. You have the on top of the Darwood, you have a tower to a Michael church, right?
Yes.
That's the remnant there, and you have these places all throughout that long straight track that undulate. And part of this journey and pilgrimage through England is going through some very well-known sites, and not only seeing them and experiencing them in the legend and the folklore and so forth, but actually doing work on the nodal points on that line.
I know I love the white whale. The white whale, something about the white whale is just sends me.
Yeah, it's a very, again, just like Southwest France, the whole Glastonbury area, the Grail legends, Arthur, the Templars, all of it, that whole, long straight track through southern England, it feels like home as well.
It is for me. It truly, truly is. I've been there many times and spent time in the crop circles there as well. And you're taking your group September 11th through the 17th of 2020, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be. I've never been in that area in the summer, in June. Never been there. I've been to England 6-7 times, and I've never been there. I never was guided to go there, but with the pandemic, there's just no way that it could happen, unfortunately, in June.
Right.
The dates were moved to September, and then I'll go to France after that. So I will do 2 tours, God willing, if all goes well, God is willing, in September. Dates are on my website, but it's very profound work, and it will be a small group. It has to be people that are really called to the earth in that way.
Right, exactly. And then you're also taking a group to Portugal and Spain?
Well, that was supposed to be originally the UK. England was supposed to be in June, and then Portugal and Spain, ending in Compostela, the Camino, and then heading over to France was the game plan. But because things are the way they are at the moment, the Portugal and Spain piece won't be until spring of 2021.
Right. And then So you just have you have it all going on, girl. That's all I can say. You know? You have it from.
It's just something that feels right to me.
Yeah, yeah.
For me to do, it's kind of something that later on in life, after I took care of my dad till he passed and raised my son and those sorts of things, my life shifted and it changed, and that well of memories kicked in, and I went out to Bandolera, New Mexico, and the lower self kind of, not the lower chakras, but the lower self kind of melted into the earth there,
right.
And the higher self came in, and with it, this whole new set of blueprint and instructions into things I never understood in my entire life, and I had to grow into them. But it's where I'm supposed to be, so it's with joy and passion and adventure. And there's shadow stuff that comes up too for everyone, but we get through it.
Well, I'm sure you have adventure. That's what I see when I look at you. You're just, you have such great adventure and such freedom, and that you open yourself up and give so freely to your students and to your people and to those that are surrounded by you, or you're surrounded by them. Your art bill gets way out there, so.
Yeah. Well, I learn a lot from people. And speaking of that, there's just to let your listeners, your audience know, we're creating not a school per se, but a library that will be a place where people can come and check out the books, which will be sources and lessons and so forth, to learn how to do this work, the great work, both inner and outer, to give them an alternative, a roadmap of how the ancient initiates took this very seriously and did it with the mystery schools and so forth, and how we can do it again today in this modern, postmodern, highly technological world, how we can really do it. And it will involve some getting together in person, but it's really on the person's own pace and how they want to achieve it. So it is called the library because we want it to be a little more of an adventure.
Oh, I like that a lot. And I like what you said earlier in the show, and sometimes we forget how unique we are. Each one of us is such a unique being and brings something of great importance to the world while we are here.
Oh, it's so true. I've had people travel with me who are quiet and unassuming. And all of a sudden, before too long, maybe they've done their genealogy and they have connections to Joseph of Arimathea or William Marshall, the Templars, these extraordinary connections ancestrally. And we start going in the landscape, whether they're private tours or groups, small groups, and we're finding incredible connections, and they are finding their home within themselves. And I have always been so amazed, like you're saying, every piece to the puzzle. I totally get that, and I love that. I think that's the fun of it. And every person can find their own way. And I have had people find extraordinary things out about themselves, like, somebody who just felt the need to go and found out they had all this Templar lineage, proven Templar lineage, not the more esoteric hidden stuff, but really true lineage. And I'm like, holy moly. I mean, I've met people who can prove they were pretty much connected to a bloodline, and it doesn't make one person above the other, but it just shows you how unique and tapped in we all really are.
It's true. I had to go to Rosslyn Chapel. I had to go there and I had to go to Scotland. I didn't know why. At the first time that I went, I didn't know that I had Scottish heritage and that Robert the Bruce is my 13th great grandfather. I had no idea.
I love it.
I had no idea, but I went down into the crypt. I had to go down into the crypt, and that's because there was something in me, and I still have that fierce, question authority. That's part of the Robert Bruce part of me, I think.
Oh my God, I love the Scottish people. I love their defiance. It's just like the French in Southwest France.
Yes.
It's the heretic, you will not tell me what to do. I am of a strong constitution and love it. Absolutely. I've been to Scotland, I think, 4 times now, and this last time in 2018, it was just through the roof. The people were just the best.
They are.
Extraordinary. And of course, we went to Rosslyn. I was knighted there in 2007.
Yeah.
So it was very, very special to me as well.
I wanted to get that in. We only have a few minutes left, but what is it that you're in the order of? Can you talk about that? Just end our show with that. I think it's fantastic.
Well, it circles back to Renne le Chateau, and I had met people in the village, as fate would have it, and there was a Templar order, a modern-day Templar order, it's international OSMTH, and they allowed women, and that intrigued me. And the commandery that was in Renne le Chateau was dedicated to Mary Magdalene, and I'm like, wow, isn't that amazing? And then the people who were the commanders, if you will, a husband and wife, they asked me into their order as a French Templar. And I'm not one to join things like that, but it felt right, and I did it. And so I had a choice to be invested in the order either in Spain, in a church filled with gold, or the modest little Rosslyn chapel that is just one of the most extraordinary places in the world. I love that whole area. And I chose Rosslyn in September of 2007, and I became initiated in the order, and it was quite an experience, and it was nice to see both men and women. It was very alchemical. It was done in multiple languages, and it's just something I'll never forget. It was very special. It was done around, I think, the time of Michael Moss in September. It was just an extraordinary moment in my life, and the Templars have never stopped being with me in spirit, showing me their story too, which is a very fascinating story of who they really were. Yeah. And you're a part of that. They're a part of you, and so. And yes, I mean, who would have thought? Right. But gotta love that well of memories because it was in there. Yeah. I think there's a connection with you and I with this part somehow too. There's something there, so we'll have to look at that too. I just have a feeling. Yeah, it's very special. We should talk about it. Did go to Stirling Castle, did connect with the Bruce the last time, and of course, the Templars helped out Robert the Bruce big time in the Battle of Bannockburn, and the Sinclairs of Rosslyn helped those Templar renegades. Right, exactly. And then they came to America. Yep. That's a whole show in itself, right? It absolutely is. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the Cosmic Oracle Show today and being such a lively guest with such wisdom and beauty that you brought. Thank you. I really enjoyed it. Thank you. And if you could let our listeners know again where they can reach you and connect with you. Sure. I'm on Facebook. I don't do a lot of social media. I don't have the time. I'm a busy lady. But I do Facebook. I have on my website, Abendola, AMENDOLA.com. It's really the hub. You can find out about my work, my books, events I do, tours, and then there's an email address, holygrailmary@gmail.com. You can email me there. I'm really good with email. I get back to people. It's just email's my thing, and that's where it all begins. And you can reach out to me on Facebook too. Thank you so much, and thank you everyone for tuning in today to the show. And it makes me want to go to Scotland so bad, and go to France again, and at least travel and get some adventure in, and because it's all about change and transformation and growth and stepping into our higher self. So we'll see you next week. I have Preston Dennett next week. So stay tuned. Love to everybody. See you next week. Thanks for tuning in.